Hello, I'm going to show you the 3 key granny square patterns that everyone should know how to do. These are very simple and they're very beginner friendly. If you've never crocheted before, I recommend you watch my previous video which shows you a bit about the basics. This is for absolute beginners, but I will go through the fundamental steps a bit quicker than I did in the previous video. So if you don't know how to crochet, I recommend looking at that video first. So I will now get started into the first granny square. I'll have a quick picture here so you can see what we're aiming for. So to start off, we'll do our slip knot. So that's where we wrap the yarn around, create the cross, and then just pull up a loop. Here we go, we have this here. Here's our slip knot. Now the first thing is a magic circle. I personally prefer to do a magic circle using 3 chains and a slip knot. I find that this is a bit more secure than the other way of doing it, so I will show you that way. So we do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then we slip stitch into the first. Sorry, I think I said slip knot earlier. Slip stitch into the first, and then we have this circle here. If you can see, this is what we'll be crocheting into for the first round. So to explain it a bit more, granny squares work in rounds as we're going in a circle, and it will gradually build it out. So for the first round, we start off with 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and this almost functions as a double crochet. So next we'll be doing 2 double crochets into that center. So 1, and the second one, 2. So we have what is essentially 3 double crochets. This is the first step, and you can see that they're all going into this circle here. So next we do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and this functions as the corner of the square, of this round of the square. And now we do 3 more double crochets into the center, 1, 2, and the third one. So now we have 3 double crochets, the chain of 3, and another 3 double crochets. Now we're just repeating that round, so another 3 chains and then 3 double crochets, 2, 3, ooh, lost the yarn, and then the final. So now we have the bottom, we just need to do this top bit here. So the final section, we'll do 3 more chains, 3 double crochets. Here's the third double crochet, and then to finish off we'll do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into the top. So the top of this first, it's supposed to be a double crochet, but it's actually 3 chains. So the third chain will slip stitch into that, if we can find it to get the hook in there. Slip stitch to complete the first round. Ooh. There we go. So this is our first round of our granny square. You can see that it's got some holes on it, but we'll just build this out and keep repeating that same pattern of 3 double crochets, 3 chain all throughout until we have a slightly larger granny square. So to start with our next round, round 2, we start by doing 3 chains, and I'm going to start in this corner here. So we'll do 2 double crochets. So now it looks like we've got that cluster of 3. And because this is a corner, we're going to do 3 chains and then repeat 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. So now we have this corner bit. Ignore, got a knot in my yarn. Ignore that, but here's the corner. So for this we have 3 double crochets here, 3 chains, and then the next 3 all in this corner space here, which was the 3 chain from the previous round. So to continue, we do 1 chain and then we move on to the next corner. So now we're crocheting into this space here. So this is again 3 double crochet, chain 3, and then another 3 double crochet. So I'll quickly work on that. 2, 3, do the 3 chain, and then 3 double crochet 2, 3, and there you go, there's your second corner. So just to recap what we've done so far, we've got the 3 chain, which is a double crochet, 2 double crochets, then chain 3, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, 3 more double crochets, chain 3, and 3 more double crochets. So we're just going to repeat this pattern around the edge until we finished our second round. So I'm doing 1 chain and then back into the corner of the next corner. So 3 double crochets, chain 3, another 3 double crochet, and then once you finish that, we chain 1 and move on to the next corner. So 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, and now we're back to the start. So we have this gap here where we now need to join between this bit and this bit, but that is majority of this round done. So to join it, we first do a chain and we slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet, which is the chain 3 that we started with, and slip stitch that to join it together. So this is round, let's get the yarn out of the way, this is round 2 complete. So we have a slightly bigger square, and the next round we will build on this to make it even bigger, but if you wanted you could stop here or you can continue, and it will essentially be doing the same thing in the next round with the same pattern in the corners, and then the joins in between will do the 1 chain, and you can keep repeating that until you've got the square of your desired size. Oh, sorry. So moving on to the next round, it's very similar to the previous round. We start off by doing 3 chains. This is our first double crochet, and then we will do, let's decide which way we're going. So I'm going to go this direction, so we're crocheting into the space here. We're always crocheting into the spaces for this granny square. We're not crocheting into the tops of the stitches. So I'll do 2 more double crochets into this space, chain 1, and then we're crocheting into the corner space. And to do this, we're doing the 3 double crochet, 3 chain, 3 double crochet pattern. There we go. Oh, I've got the knot is back. Just like that. There we go. This is the corner being built out. Now we do 1 chain, 3 double crochet into that space in between the two clusters here, so right here. This is the third one. We do 1 chain and then back into the corner. So you essentially just go around the square repeating this until you have finished the round. So I'll quickly do that and we'll come back to you once that's finished. So after you finish your final corner, we're just going to finish this round by doing what we did in the previous one. So we do chain 1 and then slip stitch to the top of that initial chain 3, which is our first double crochet. And then you can, I like to chain and then cut here and weave in this bit, and then there you have it. You have your first granny square. Now I think this is one of the easiest ones you can do. It's essentially just a double crochet, slip stitch and chain, and you can keep going. You can make this bigger if you like. You can make more to make a bag or coasters or anything that you like really, but it's a good one to get started with and just to get used to crocheting a granny square. So here we have it. So moving on to the second granny square, this is very similar to the one we just did, except it's like a no gaps version. So it's better if you want to make something that hasn't got holes in, so it's less see-through, maybe more wearable as a first layer instead of having to wear something underneath it. So it's very similar, same stitches, the double crochet, slip stitch, chain, and we will get started the same way we did before. So we do our slip knot, and here we go, here's our slip knot. We will do our chain 3 to create that magic circle. So chain 3 and then slip stitch into that first stitch to create the tiny circle that we'll be crocheting into. If you find this quite difficult to crochet into, or you think the circle is too small, just add an extra chain or two, so you do 4 chains at the start or 5 chains at the start, and this will give you more room to work in when you're crocheting into that magic circle. But for me, I like to have the circle quite tight, so I have the 3 chains. So to get started, we'll do 2 chains, and we will first do 2 double crochets into that circle. So 1, 2, and next we will do a triple crochet. So to remember to do triple crochet, you yarn over twice. So then we have 3 loops on our hook when we insert it into the hole. There we go, and then we yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's our 3rd one. And now I will be doing 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then another triple crochet, and then 3 more double crochets, 2, 3, another triple. So the triples work as the corners of this, so they're slightly longer, and the double crochets are the sides. So if you can see here, we have the triple crochet here and here, here, and we'll have 1 more set, so 3 more double crochets and then a triple crochet to finish off this round. So we're doing the 3 doubles, 2, 3, and then the triple to finish it off. And then to finish, we slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, was it chain 3? The chain that we did at the top, at the start, sorry. So here we go, this is our first round. We have the square, very few holes, significantly less holy than the previous one. So to build on this, we start off by doing another chain 2, and we're just going to double crochet into the top of these double crochets here, and then when we get to the triple crochet, we'll do something slightly different. So to get started, let's do a double crochet, and this is the, so we've done 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have another one, 4th, and now we have our triple crochet. So for the triple, we do all in the same stitch, so we put 1 double, then a triple, then another double, and that is your corner. So that just gives it a bit more to it, so it makes it a tiny bit bigger than before. And then we continue doing the double crochets into the top of the previous double crochets. So it should be 3 double crochets per length, and then we have the corner. So that I have done 2, this is the 3rd one, and now we're onto the corner. We do the double, triple, double, all in the same stitch. There we go, and now repeat on the next side. So the 3 doubles, 1, 2, hair, 3, and then into the triple crochet, we're doing the double, triple, double. Double. Now we're on our final side. So continuing, 3 doubles, 1, 2, 3, and then into the triple, we're going to do double, triple, double. So that's the double. Now the triple, and then the double again. And then to finish, we slip stitch into that first double crochet, and it looks like this. So it's trying to curl a little bit. So if you want to have it flat before, if you're making something, I would recommend blocking it in advance so that it then lays flat when you put it all together. So this is what it looks like. So if you want to do another round, you continue the same pattern as before, so putting the double crochets into the double crochets, and then when you get to this triple crochet in the corner, you do the same pattern as before, which is the double, triple, double, all in the same stitch, and you continue round. But that is the less holy granny squares. This is our second granny square. I will now show you how to do the third one, which is a bit more complex, but it looks a little bit more interesting than this one. For this part, I'm changing angle just because I think it's easier with the more complex one. So we start off with our slip stitch and we chain 6 for the magic circle, just because we're working more stitches into the center for this one. So we want our magic circle to be slightly bigger. So once you've chained 6, slip stitch into that first chain to finish your magic circle or your center, your loop that you'll be crocheting into. So here we have it. This one's a bit bigger than the previous one. So now we are chaining. We do 3 chains and then we double crochet into the center. And the pattern for this is 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and you repeat that until you have 12 double crochets. So here I'm just continuing that pattern, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, until we have a total of 12 double crochets. So here we nearly have our 12 double crochets. So once you have 12, you finish by, you've done your double crochet and then you chain 1, and then you slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet, which was your chain 3. So there we have it. There's our first round, which is 12 double crochets with a single chain in between. Now this next round uses a different stitch to one that we've done before. So you still start off by doing your chain 3, but then we start as if we're about to do a double crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, leaving 1 on there, or 2 on there. And then we repeat that again. So it's as if we're going to start double crochet, but we don't. And then at the end, instead of pulling through 1 at a time, we pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And then after that, we do chain 3. So just showing you the cluster again. So you insert the hook as if you're about to start a double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 of them, and then repeat that throughout. I don't think I've explained that very well, but hopefully it's clearer when you watch the video. So after that, you then chain 3 and repeat that pattern. So do the cluster of 3 double crochets, chain 3, and do that in the space between each double crochet from the previous round. So this is where your chain 1 space is. So you will be doing this 12 times until you've gone around the whole of the circle. Now this can take some time because it's a bit bigger than the other one, so you've just got to be a bit more patient with it. But once you get to the end, you end on the chain 3 and then slip stitch into the top of that first cluster. There we go, there's the last one. So I'll be doing the cluster in that final space. Sorry, I have loads of knots in this yarn. It's very annoying. And then once you're finished with the cluster, chain 3 and then slip stitch into the top of that first cluster to complete that round. So there we have it. Now we have a circle. You can leave it here, you can have a coaster, but we're now going to continue to make it a bit more square-like. So we start this off by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we slip stitch into the next space. So this is between the 2 clusters we did in the previous round. So we just slip stitch, and then we have the chain 3 and then the slip stitch like a little loop. Next we do 2 chains, and now we're making the corner of the square. So we'll do 3 double crochets into the next space. It's the second one, and here's the third one, and then we will chain 1, 2, and then do another 3 double crochets. So this makes the corner of the square. And we will repeat this pattern around the edge. So next we'll do the 2 chains, slip stitch into the space, and now we're going to do another 3 chains, slip stitch into the next space. So that's the top edge, or an edge of it. So we're now going to continue, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet into the next space, chain 2 to make that corner, and then do 3 double crochets. So now we do 2 chains, slip stitch into the next space, and now we do 3 more chains, and then slip stitch into the next space. So once you're at the end, finish by slip stitching into that last space, and then slip stitch into the first chain of that chain 3 you did at the very start. So there you go, now you know how to do 3 different granny squares with varying levels of difficulty. Hopefully you can use this to either make coasters, to practice your stitches, or even create something a bit bigger like a bag or a jumper, sweater, whatever you like. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it was clear. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like the video or subscribe for more. I will hopefully be releasing more tutorials on how to do different crochet things, like maybe make a sweater, jumper, or whatever. Just let me know what you're interested in. I can make that content. But thank you for watching. See you in the next video.